Alright, welcome back everyone. I'm your friend Isaac. So as I said before, that we will continue to do the learning or do the practice with the IELTS examination. I basically forgot about what we did in the last time, so I just do a check. Oh, in the last time, it seems like we did the speaking practice. So but this time we will try to read an article. The future of work seems to be fun. Let me just get into it. So the future of work, according to a leading business consultants, what's that mean?
Consultancy.
咨询
Consultancy.
3 or 14% of the global workforce will need to switch to a different occupation within the next 10 or 15 years. 所以这些人会干什么呢？会这个 switch to different occupation 不同的职业 within the next 10 or 15 years. And all workers will need to adapt as their occupations evolve alongside increasingly capable machines. 就是这些工人他们将会适应他们的不同的职业，就是他们会去进化。根据什么来进化？因为有越来越多激增的有能力的这些机器人出现。Automation or embodied artificial intelligence is one aspect of the disruptive effects of technology on the labor market. What does this mean? Disruptive 具有破坏性的。所以这些个 automation 智能化，包括这个嵌在身上的这种人工智能，它就是一个方面的因素，一种破坏性的因素 of technology， 就关于技术的因素 on the labor market， 破坏什么玩意儿呢？破坏这个劳动力市场。Disembodied 无形的 AI， 那这个就应该是有形的咯。Embodied 有形的 artificial intelligence， 那就意味着那些智能硬件，然后无形的 AI like the algorithms running in our smartphones is another。 无形的 AI 运行在我们的这一个智能手机上是另一种体现形式。Dr. This people or this person from Cambridge Judge Business School， 在这个华盛顿不是华盛顿，这个是剑桥的法律学院还是什么来着 ？Judge Business 这是个什么玩意儿？反正就是在这么一个学校 believes that some of the most fundamental changes are happening as a result of the augmentation of jobs that are dependent on data rather than on production。就他相信呢，有一些最基础的一些变化正在发生，作为一个结果，什么结果呢？这个 algorithmication 的算法化的一些个工作 that are dependent on data， 就是基于这些数据 rather than on production， 而不是这个生产。The so-called knowledge economy， 他们把这个东西叫做知识经济。Algorithms are capable of learning from data to undertake tasks that previously needed human judgment, such as reading legal contracts, analyzing medical schemes, and gathering market intelligence。 就是这些算法是有能力去从数据中去学习，去 to undertake 去这个占领或者夺取一些 tasks 任务。什么样的任务呢？ That previously needed 之前被什么被这个被需要被什么需要被这个之前是需要一种 human judgment 人类的一种判断的 ，such as reading legal contracts， 比如说去阅读这个合法性的合同，或者 analyze medical schemes， 或者去分析医学的这个扫描 ，and gathering market intelligence， 或者去得到一些关于市场的情报。那现在这些东西基本上都是电脑在做这个事情的，因为人是看不过来的，这些数据太多了，在现如今的这个社会。In many cases, they can outperform humans, says this person。 就是说，在很多情况之下，他们都能够比人类做得更好。Organizations are attracted to using algorithms because they wanted to make choices based on what they consider as perfect information, as well as to reduce costs and enhance productivity。 那在很多情况下，这些都能够战胜人类，然后这些机构正在被吸引去使用这种算法 because they want， 因为他们想要 to make choices 去做决定 based on what they consider as perfect information， 基于他们认为是一种最好的一种信息的这么一种方式 as well as 同时呢也是为了 to reduce 去减少 costs 消耗或者说费用 and enhance productivity， 并且去这个加强这个生产力为什么说这个东西能够加强生产力呢？有两方面，一方面是因为它可以规模化，它可以每天处理上亿的这样一个数据，人肯定是干不了的这是第一点。第二点的话，就是人不可能24小时工作，你要想24小时让这个流水线运行起来，你就得雇至少2批人甚至3批人去做这个事情，那肯定是有消耗的。但是你雇一个机器人的话，它24小时都可以工作，只要你给它电 力。But these enhancements are not without consequences, says the person. 但是呢，这些个加强或者增强并不是没有后果的。If routine cognitive tasks are taken over by AI, how do professions develop their future experts? She asks. 他说，如果这些日常的识别的任务都被 AI 所取代了，那么那些个专家去如何发展他们未来的这个技能呢？ One way of learning about a job is legitimate peripheral participation. A novice stands next to experts and learns by observation. Legitimate 合法的 peripheral 外围设备 participation 合法的外围设备的这个参与。A novice 一个新手 stands next to experts and learns by observation. 一个新手他接近于一个专家，他是怎么做的呢？他是去学习，通过这个 observation 观察。If this isn't happening, then you need to find new ways to learn. 如果这件事情，他的意思是通过观察学习这件事情没有发生 then you need to find new way to learn. 那么你就需要去找到一个新的途径去学习，或者一个新的方法去学习。他的意思是，如果人工智能取代了这些 job 这些工作，那人还能怎样去发展他们自己的技能呢？实际上这个担心是多余的。要是都不需要人了，还需要人去发展个什么技能呢？根本就不需要人了，对不对？说明那项技能已经没有用了。Another issue is the extent to which the technology influences or even controls the workforce. 另一个观点 is the extent 这个程度 to which the technology influences. 这科技是怎样去影响 or even controls 或者去控制这整个工作流，或者说 workforce 这个劳动力的。For over 2 years, this person monitored a telecommunications company. 在2年的时间里面，这一个人去监视或者说观察了一个 telecommunications 一个搞通信的一个公司。The way telecoms salesperson work is through personal and frequent contact with clients, using the benefit of experience to assess situations and reach a decision. 通过一种经验去认知这一个处境，并且去做一个决定。However, the company had started using an algorithm or a algorithm that defined when account managers should contact certain customers about which kinds of companies and what to offer them. 最近呢，这个公司就开始使用一种算法来定义，什么时候这个 account managers 这个账户管理者需要去联系某些特定的这个 customers 的顾客 about 关于 which kinds of campaigns 关于哪一种 campaigns 活动需要去提供给那些客户。说直接一点就是 how to make a recommendation system for those people by using algorithm. This is very common in nowadays modern life because people would lovely to use some algorithm to recommend some contents to you because you would more love their product if they do so. The algorithm usually built by external designers often becomes the keeper of knowledge, she explains. 这些算法 usually built by external designers 通常被一些外部人员所构建 often becomes 通常变成了 the keeper of knowledge 这个知识的这个保存者或者保藏者 she explains 她解释到 In cases like this person believes a short-sighted view begins to creep into working practices whereby workers learn through the algorithm's eyes and become dependent on its instructors. 那么在某些情况下，这个人相信一个短视的view 视觉或者视野 begins 开始 to creep 开始去爬进 the working practices 爬进这一个工作实践 whereby 比如 workers 这些工人们 learn 学习 through the algorithm's eye 通过这一个算法的眼睛 and become 并且变得 dependent 依赖于 on its instructors 依赖于这个算法的结构或者说指示 instructions. Alternative explorations 另一个这个探索 where experimentation and human instinct lead to progress and new ideas are effectively discouraged. 相反于探索那里那些实验性的东西和人类的直觉去引领这个进步和这个新主义的这些东西 are effectively 被有效的 discouraged 不被支持或者说给打压了。为什么呢？因为这些算法它通常会让你局限于一个你感兴趣的一个很小的圈子。要是你很喜欢那些色情的东西，或者说很喜欢那些比较低俗的东 西，那么这个算法就会一直给你推荐这些东西，你是很难去达到一个更好的、更新的一个境界的。Pachidi and colleagues even observed people developing strategies to make the algorithm work to their own advantage. We are seeing cases where workers feed the algorithm with false data to reach their targets, she reports. 那么这个人和他的同事甚至观察到有一些人，他们开发出了一种策略去让这个算法为他们工作。We are seeing cases， 他们看见了一些个情况 where workers 这些个人 feed the algorithm 去为他们这些算法一些 false data 假数据 to reach their targets 去接近他们的目标。She reports， 他讲到 It's scenarios like this that many researchers are working to avoid. Their objective is to make the AI technologies more trustworthy and transparent so that organizations and individuals understand how AI decisions are made. 另一些场景呢，在这些场景下，这个研究者 are working 正在努力的工作去 to avoid 去避免 their objective 他们的这个目标 is to make the AI technologies 是让这些个 AI 的算法 are more trustable 更加的值得信任 and transparent 和透明 so that those organizations and individuals 所以目的是让那些组织和个人 understand 去理解 how AI decisions are made 这些 AI 的决定是如何被完成的。其实这个东西真不难，我好多年前我就学过这个东西，你给他什么数据他就给你返回什么数据，他只是根据这些相似性来做的判断。 In the meantime， 在同时 says this person we need to make sure 我们需要确保 we fully understand the dilemmas 困境 that this new world raises regarding expertise, occupations, boundaries and control. Occupational dilemmas 我们需要确保我们有完全的理解对于这个困境，什么困境呢 that this new world 这个新世界 raises regarding expertise 关于的这个专业或者职业 occupational boundaries 和职业的壁垒 and control 和如何去保持它。 Economist professor this person believes that the future of work will involve major transactions across the whole life course for everyone. 这个人认为这个未来的工作 will involve 将会进化 major transactions 主要的一些个过渡 across the whole life course of everyone 关于整个人生的这个进程对于每个人来讲 The traditional trajectory 传统的这个弹道 of full-time education 全日制的这个教育 followed by full-time work 并且伴随着全日制的这个工作 followed by a pension 的 retirement is a thing of the past 并且有一个这个全日制的工作之后呢，你就是有退休金的这个 retirement 的退休是一种过去式。Instead he envisages 他设想multi-stage employment life 他设想了一种多重形式的雇佣的一种生活 One where retraining happens across the life course and where multiple jobs and no job happen by choice at different stages。那一个人设想呢，这种 retraining 对自己的这种不同职业的这个训练 happens 发生 across the life course 在整个人生阶段 and where multiple jobs and no job happen by choice at different stage 并且呢有多种不同的工作甚至没有工作都可能会发生 by choice 根据人们的选择 at different stages 在不同的人生阶段 One the subject of job losses Low believes the predictions are founded on a fallacy 谬论 It accuses that the number of jobs is fixed. If in 30 years half of 100 jobs are being carried out by robots, that doesn't mean we are left with just 50 jobs for humans. The number of jobs will increase. We would expect there to be 150 jobs. 相对于这个失去工作的这个主题，这个人他同时也相信一种预测。It causes that the number of jobs is fixed. It assumes 他假设这个工作的数量是固定的。If in 30 years 如果在30年里面 half of 100 jobs are being carried out by robots 如果100种工作被这个机器人所替代了 that doesn't mean we are left with just 50 jobs for human 那并不意味着我们就只剩下了50种工作对于人类 the number of jobs will increase 这工作的数量会增加 we would expect there to be 150 jobs 我们会预测到这里会有150种不同的工作其实我觉得这个东西完全是多余的只要有人的地方就有工作要是没有工作了也不 不需要人了，只不过工作的这个种类和形式发生了变化。Dr. This person at Cambridge Centre for Business Research and King's College London agrees that apocalyptic views about the future of work are misguided. 那这一个人在这个伦敦的这个学院，他认为这种世界末日的观点，关于这未来的工作是一种 misguided view。他认为这种东西是一种被误导的观点。It's the laws that restrict that supply of capital up to the job market, not the advent of new technologies that causes unemployment. 他认为 it's a law， 这是这个法律 that restrict the supply of capital to the job market， 限制了这一个供应 of the capital， 并不是这个 advent， 并不是这个来临什么来临 of new technologies， 新技术的来临 that causes unemployment， 导致了这个失业。His recent published research answers the question of whether automation, AI, and robotics will mean a jobless future by looking at the causes of unemployment. History is clear that change can mean redundancies, but social policies can tackle this through retraining and redeployment. 他最近发布了一个研究，回答了这个问题，关于是否这个 automation 自动化 AI 或者这一个机器人 will mean 是意味着 a jobless future， 意味着一种失去工作的未来。By looking at the causes of unemployment， 通过去观察或者看那些个 causes 原因 of unemployment， 失业的原因。History is clear that change can mean redundancies， 历史是明确的，这种改变确实会意味着 redundancies 裁员 ，but social policies， 但是社会的这个政策 can tackle 是能够这个处理 this through retraining， 通过这个重新的这种职业训练 and redeployment 和这个再就业。A8 他添加到 If there is going to be change to jobs as a result of AI and robotics, then I'd like to say governments seizing the opportunity to improve policy to enforce good job security。添加到如果这里将会有一场改变，关于这个工作 as a result 作为一种结果 of AI and robotics 这个 AI 或者机器人的结果 then I'd like to say 我将会很乐意的去看到 governments 政府 seizing the opportunity 去抓住这样一个机会 to improve policy 去改变它的政策 to enforce good job security 去保证这个好的工作的安全 we can reprogramming 我们能够重新的编程 the law 这个法律 to prepare 去准备 for a fair future of work 去准备一个更公平的这个未来的工作 and leisure 和这个闲暇时间。然后这个人 findings are a call to arms to leaders of organizations, governments and banks to preempt the coming changes with broad new policies that guarantee full employment, fair incomes and a stirring economic democracy。 这个人的发现 are a call 是一个呼喊或者呼吁 to arms 去武装 to leaders 或者给这些领导者 of organization 这些组织的领导者或者这些 governments 的领导者或者这些 banks 的领导者或者这些银行的领导者 to preempt 去先发制人 preempt the coming changes 这个快到来的一些改变 with broad new policies 用一些新的这个大的新的这个政策 that guarantee 去什么样的政策呢？是那些保证 full employment 能够有完全就业 fair incomes 和公平的收入 and a stirring economic democracy 和一个欣欣向荣的这个经济化的民主社会的这么一种 policy 的政策，就是这么一个人呼吁这些个领导者先发制人的去搞一些个政策，去营造更公平的就业、收入以及这个更欣欣向荣的民主社会的这个经济。The promises of these new technologies are astounding. 这些个 promises 承诺 of new technologies 这些新技术的承诺 are astounding 是令人惊奇的。They deliver humankind the capacity to live in a way that nobody could have once imagined. He 就这些个新技术 deliver humankind 带给了人们 the capacity 这种容量或者能力或者才能 to live 去生活 in a way 一种方式 that nobody could have once imagined 没有人之前能够想象的。还添加到确实这样，你在100年前应该是想不到现在的人还可以在天上到处飞来飞去的，还可以做对吧？或者200年前，我也不知道具体的事情。Just as the Industrial Revolution brought people past subsistence agriculture and the corporate revolution enabled mass production. A third revolution has been pronounced. Just as the industry revolution 就像这一个产业升级 brought people 带给人们 past subsistence 维持生计的 agriculture 农业带给过去的维持生计的农业 and the corporate revolution 这公司的升级 enables mass production 或者带来了这公司的升级带来了更多的产品的生产 A third revolution has been pronounced 第三次这个进化 has been pronounced 已经被这个发音了或者说已经在开始了 But it will not only be one of technology 但它并不会是那唯一的一种技术 The next revolution will be social 这下一个但它并不会仅仅是技术 The next revolution will be social 这下一个进化将会是这个社交不对它应该说这下一个进化应该是一种社会性的进化 Okay, so after we finished the reading part we just try to answer those questions The first paragraph tells us about what the kinds of jobs that will be most affected by the growth of AI No, he didn't tell us that The extent to which AI will alter the nature of the work that people do I don't know The proportion of the world's labor force who will have jobs in AI in the future No, he didn't tell us that The difference between ways that embodies and disembodies will impact on workers Well, I guess it's talking about the extent to which AI will alter the nature of work that people do We couldn't choose the say because the say is talking about how many people will work on AI That's a total different thing According to the second paragraph What is this person's view about the knowledge economy? It is having an influence on the number of jobs available. No, it is changing people's attitude towards their occupations. It is the main reason why production sectors is deceding. I don't think so. It is a key factor driving current developments in the workplace. Well, let me read this. This person believes that some of the most fundamental changes are happening as a result of the algorithmification of jobs that are dependent on data rather than on production, the so-called knowledge economy. Okay, it's talking about the algorithms. So what is the production sector? No, it will not be that. Okay, I think that person's view about the knowledge economy is that it is having an influence on the number of jobs available. That would be true. What did this person observe at the telecommunications company? Staff disagreeing with the recommendations of AI? No. Staff feeling reasonable about the intrusion of AI in their work? Well, I don't think so. Staff making sure that AI produces the results that they want properly. Staff allowing AI to carry out tasks they ought to do themselves. Well, I think we should choose a D because for this paragraph, it's indeed talking about before the AI technology, some of those jobs are being doing by humans, but then, however, the companies has started to using algorithm to do some kind of tasks. So that's why I think we should choose this one because the AI start to carry out some tasks that should get done by humans before. In his recent published research, this person did what? Challenges the idea that redundancy is a negative thing. Probably that's right. Shows the profound effect of mass unemployment on society. No. Highlights some differences between past and future job losses. No. Illustrates how changes in the market can be successful. No. Because here it's talking about this misguided. This person thinks that the future of work will be like here as misguided information or conclude or idea. So that's why we choose the A. This person challenges the idea that redundancy is a negative thing. He probably thinks it is a good one because if those people quit their current job or get fired, that only means one thing, which is in that career or in that job set, it's no longer needed. We no longer needed that kind of job. So we'd better find something new and interesting. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. The acquisition of jobs. This person of Cambridge, I think that's how we read it. That's weird. Now I couldn't be able to use Google Translate. Anyway, let's go on. This has been focusing on the acquisition of jobs which rely not on production but on what? They depend on data. So that's why here I should choose the data. But we could also give it the G. I don't know why I couldn't choose choose anything here. It's weird. Okay, we could drag that word to that box. While monitoring the telecommunication company, this person observes a growing of what on recommendations made by AI. I think I choose the reliance, even though I'm not sure the meaning of that. I think it's probably related to the relay, the word of relay, I don't know. As workers begin to nurse through the algorithm's eye, meanwhile, stop and deterred from experimenting and using their own intuition or distinct, whatever, and are therefore prevented from achieving innovation. To avoid the kind of situations which this person researchers are trying to make AI's decision-making progress easier to comprehend and to increase users' what with regard to the technology satisfaction. That's my choice. I don't know if it's right or not. So we have to look at the following statements and connect those statements with the other who said those things. Greater levels of automation will not result in lower employment. It's definitely the one who talking about the job supplies. We just have to find the paragraph with a lot of numbers. Okay, this one low. Ham is low. I don't care the length of it. There are several reasons why AI is appealing to business. There are several reasons. What kind of reason? Well, I think it's this person who talks about that. AI's potential to transfer people's lives has parallels with major cultural shifts which occurred in previous areas. I think it is this person, but who is this person? I think it is this guy, MC, whatever. It is important to be aware of the range of problems that AI causes. If you are talking about the problems, that must be this person who talks about it. He thinks that it will reduce the possibility of finding something new. People are going to follow a less conventional career path than in the past. Of course, you're gonna find a lot of jobs. I mean, different jobs along your life career because the society is in a rapid change. This person believes that, so I'm gonna choose this one. Authorities should take measures to ensure that there will be adequately paid work for everyone. Yes, of course, that would be this paragraph, which is this one who made that statement. So I'm gonna try to put it here. So that's it, guys. I just finished all those questions. I'm gonna hit the submit button. Let's see what would happen. Oh, you say this is what we got. We got a 70% correct rate. Not bad. Let me just go to this part and say what we did wrong. According to the second paragraph, what this person's view of the knowledge economy, it is a key factor driving current developments in the workspace. Why? Second paragraph. Oh, the algorithm, which means AI, which means knowledge economy, are undertaking those tasks that are previously needed by humans. So it is a key factor driving current developments in the workplace. But I think the A should also be right. It is having an influence on the number of jobs available. It's hard to say which one is right. What did this person observe at the telecommunications company? Stop making sure that AI produces the result that they want. Stop allowing AI to carry out tasks they ought to do themselves. Stop making sure the AI produces the result that they want. Okay, if you want to answer this question, you have to understand. For the observation for this telecommunication company, it's not only included in this one single paragraph. In the following two paragraphs, it's also talking about the observations of that company. So if you go to the third paragraph here, you would say that those people even observed those workers developing strategies to make the algorithm work to their own advantage. They say that those workers are feeding the algorithm with false data to reach their goal. So that's why here they think that we should choose this one, the staff making sure that AI produces the results that they want instead of this one. Technically, in a strict way, the staff is indeed giving away some of their tasks to those AI technology because they don't have to make decisions anymore. But they didn't do that tasks in a full as a process. The AI is just giving those workers the instructions, but they didn't finish that task totally. But that's okay. I do not think that the D is wrong. In some extent, it's also right. So if this is a multi-selection question, we'll choose C and D. We'll choose them all. For this one, he has recently published research. This person illustrates how changes in the job market can be successfully handled. Well, maybe this person didn't make any positive or or negative comments on these viewpoints, leading to the commitments on the redundancy, maybe. So if you are looking at this sentence, social policies can tackle this through retraining and redeployment. So that means those changes, job losses in the market can be successfully handled. Okay, that's right. Now look at this. To avoid the kind of situations where this person observed, researchers are trying to make AI's decision-making process easier to comprehend and increase users' words with regard to the technique. We should choose the F. F is confidence. Users' confidence with regard to the technique. Why? Okay, so why we use a new technique? Because we trust it, not because we satisfy with it. But probably in the human's decision-making process, if we satisfy with some kind of thing, for example, the technique or an object, we would more likely to buy it and use it, right? Because we feel satisfied with that stuff. But how the here, we should choose the confidence because we feel confident about some technique or about some object, so we buy it? No, not at all. We feel satisfied with that stuff. For example, why I buy a car? Because I feel satisfied with that car, so that's why I buy it. It's not because I feel confident about that car. Bullshit. So this answer is totally, I think it's not right anyway. For example, if we think the smartphone is a new technique, why we buy it? Because we feel satisfied with the smartphone, not because we have confidence with that. I have confidence with the older people's phone, the stupid phone, but that doesn't make me happy, so that's why I will never buy an old phone, but instead I will buy the smartphone because it make me satisfied. Stupid question. Okay, I think this is today's learning for the IELTS examination. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.